I'm going to try to put in as short a time space as possible the concerns we have for Devon County Council around transport, because we're not getting very far with social media recently. The video that I did representing the views of Disgruntled of Heavitree about a bus stop in South Lawn Terrace, that was picked up by Devon Live and the Express and Echo, and there was a response from Stagecoach that they intend their new poster system to communicate, and they welcome feedback, but actually nothing has changed, or not much has changed. The new poster for the S bus, the A no longer goes to that bus stop, is still mostly at the top of the page. So unless you're quite a tall person, you're looking at blank space and the information quite far away. So what we'd like to happen is to open up the display using scissors or something, move the information down and stick it into what is now the blank space using glue or something. So this isn't very complicated as a suggestion, but also obviously take the A sign away from the display of around the bus stop, because it's not the right sign at the moment. We've also spoken about here on the Wild Show doing more with voice, both as voice output and input. So using a sort of voice interface as if it was a computer is what we're really looking at. There is a bus stop voice system at the new bus station, but you can't put requests to it. But we do realise Devon County Council is short of money at the moment, so this is a bit of a fantasy, but we don't see why somebody couldn't research it, and we'll continue with it as a sort of drama idea. We'll try and work out some stories with the intelligent bus stop voice contributing somehow. So that might work as fiction. So I'll try some more on the drama show about that tomorrow. John last week was still concerned about the Pelican Crossing outside the museum. And again, this may come down to funding. The Express and Echo did report that there is agreement to spend, I think it's $250,000 to do a permanent Queen Street system, but again, that may not happen depending on what funds are actually available. But the report in the Echo, I don't think it mentioned the Pelican Crossing, so it's just assumed that the permanent traffic light system will include having the Pelican Crossing restored, because at the moment, if you've got a visual issue, or you're in a wheelchair, or in John's case both apply, you come out of the museum, or you're on that side of Queen Street, there are dents in the road, sort of visual sort of bubbles for which you could find with a stick, or you'd sense them with a chair maybe. There's every indication that a Pelican Crossing is there, except it's been closed down. So restoring that is something that would be very welcome if it's possible within the funds that are available. And the third thing is to look at the traffic implications if the site on where the court and police station opposite St Luke's is going to be redeveloped for students or intensive housing of some kind. Because what I've gathered from the planning meetings is that the traffic aspects are left to the last minute, or the final stages. But I would think it's worth looking at quite early, because a lot of it is quite concerning. If there are no cars allowed or there's no parking spaces, then there's going to be a lot of use of bicycles. And it's already the case on Heavitree Road. There are bicycles on the pavement. Whether Devon County Council thinks there should be bicycles on the pavement, I don't know. But the fact is that there are some on both sides, on the St Luke's side and on the Waitrose side. And Disgruntled of Heavitree, who I have spoken to recently, has noticed a couple of times. I'm not saying this is often at the moment, but it does happen that bicycles go straight by the bus stop, the shelter outside Waitrose, when actually there's not that much space between the bus stop and the pavement. And if you were distracted, looking for the bus timetable or looking around to see if a bus is arriving, for example, you might not be expecting a bicycle to be going along on the pavement. So that, given the density of bicycles that might exist if you have a very large housing development or a student accommodation block without any cars, I think it's something to look into. So I think maybe Devon County Council would have a view on that. So I've rambled a bit too much, but I'll try and cut this down to as short a length as possible and put it on YouTube, and hope to get responses to it. Because I do notice not everybody's using Twitter, and although Twitter's thinking of more video, I think maybe more comments on YouTube would work just as well.